Name?
Devin Milford.
Identification?
Devin Milford.
Identification?
83915, sir.
What is your function?
I'm an exile, sir.
Who are you?
Prisoner 83915.
What are you?
I'm an enemy of the people.
You betrayed your own people.
I've betrayed my own people.
You betrayed your family.
I've betrayed my family.
You endangered the lives of your children.
This is the great Devin Milford.
You must serve as an
Pathetic.
example for those who might be misled.
I must serve as an example for those who might be misled.
You betrayed your own people.
I've betrayed my own people.
You betrayed your family.
I've betrayed my family.
You must serve as an example for those who might be misled.
I must serve as an example for those who might be misled.
You betrayed your own people.
I've betrayed my own people.
You betrayed your family.
I've betrayed my family.
You endangered the lives of your children.
I've endangered the lives of my children.
They have closed the city. I've spoken with Andrei myself. Your son will be found.
He's come to destroy me. Everything I've worked for.
Your ex-husband made a foolish attempt to kidnap your children. It was bungled.
It isn't the children he's come for. It's me.
He can be of no harm to you. He's in custody. You are safe. Soviet Union guarantees your safety. I guarantee your safety.
Why am I so afraid? I know he can't do anything.
He's just a man. Do not let guilt weaken you.
I don't feel guilty. I don't have anything to feel guilty about. I did the right thing.
Here you said the magistrate who sits in judgment on him this time. You may put him out of your life in a way he cannot recover.
It was the final ascendancy of the common man. The crux of the American civilization was that the common man could express himself in and through this society and be himself responsible for that expression. He did not have to be noble-born or have inherited wealth or be a member of a bureaucratic or a political elite. If there was nobility, it was less in looking to the hero than in the individual's own striving. His nobility was expressed not so much in what he achieved, but in his testing of himself, in striving for the limits of his ability.
My, Clay, you look like you got yourself involved in some honest labor.
Jim, allow me to introduce the young Mr. William Milford.
Well, now, I'm pleased to meet you. Actually, you've been in a bit of the news of late. Made the area-wide radio.
Well, Clayton Cullen, what have you gone and gotten yourself into now?
This is my wife, Melanie William. This is Devin Milford's son, William Milford.
Ain't he just? Come on, William. Let me show you where you can clean up. And then we'll get something to that stomach of yours. Do you like to be called William or Bill or what?
They're real serious about this one.
We're not going to stay long. I don't know. I don't think we were spotted.
You go through the usual people?
Mostly.
Stronger threats, bigger bribes. Everybody's got a limit.
He's important.
Feeling a little bit of the old religious commitment sneaking back up on you?
Cleared, sir.
Very good. Everything will be fine.
You're keeping something from me.
No. You have as much information as I do.
No, I don't mean about Devin. About you, about what? I don't know.
Why do you think this?
You've never told me everything.
And you? More. Ultimately, there are things none of us know. No matter how much we think we know. Then there is always the unexpected. The surprise. Beware. My little American. Soon, who knows? You may be leading your own country.
Why is it every time we leave each other, I feel I'll never see you again?
One time, it will be true.
Do we love each other, can't you?
Of course we do. Lovers, comrades.
I betrayed my husband with you.
For the cause. And we were a wonderful result.
This time she'll have him executed.
I don't know. Could be a little tricky for her, this new job. Deputy Governor General. She's got to look good. Putting her ex in the front of the firing squad, I don't know. Some people might think that's a little too tough a way to get divorced.
A show trial? Public humiliation.
That's good. Disgraced hero comes back, kidnaps one kid, assaults the other. The great Devin Milford, just another criminal. Maybe there's even some conditioning from the camp they can trigger. Get him to confess his errors and declare himself an enemy of the people.
So what do we do? Nothing?
Well, maybe for now we just get the word around that he's here and they've got him.
What good will that do?
I don't know. But it'll be a chance to see if the name Devin Milford really does mean anything anymore.
To whom?
To us, to them. Maybe even to him.
There seems to be a problem. I'm told you still have some kind of following, a kind of hero in absentia. In my position here, I have a responsibility to see that things go smoothly in this area. Now, your behavior, your presence here, seems to be disruptive. Now, what if we execute you? It would certainly end it from one standpoint, but would that make you into a martyr, more of a threat dead than alive? Tell me, what are you going to do once you've got your children? Take them and join the revolution against their mother? Or were they going to become fugitives, always hiding? Or were you going to try to make it back to Milford? Your wife would tear down that town, house by house, to find them. To destroy you. Maybe I'm just trying to understand how a man who had your following, your strength, could allow himself to be betrayed by the woman closest to him. Or were you like the rest of your countrymen? Almost happy to accept failure because it meant you didn't really have to take responsibility anymore. When it came down to it, you allowed yourself to be betrayed. Allowed it to happen. Maybe you were even grateful that it saved you from having to prove yourself.
And this debate will be the only time the three candidates have faced each other. The independent candidate, Massachusetts Congressman Devin Milford, has just arrived. We'll see if we can't get a word with Congressman Milford. Congressman Milford is accused by the Republican candidate, Senator Winthrop, and Democratic hopeful Daniel Brandt of being a spoiler with no real chance of winning, while bringing into the campaign confusion and divisiveness.
How's it going so far, sir?
Can we have a comment?
Why have you decided
Senator
to participate in this debate if you consider the election rigged?
The only access I'll have to the national press and the national network. As you know, I've not been allowed to reach the American people.
What evidence do you have? The rumor that your candidacy has been run by the
Every one of
Soviets,
you knows that this election is a farce. You ladies and gentlemen of the press have been less than honest in reporting to the American people what's going on in this country.
What sort of report you have?
Abandoning the principle of free press, America has allowed itself to be controlled by special interests and ultimately by a foreign power. Just as by abandoning the principle of a United Nations, we've allowed the Russians to usurp its name and debase its functions.
Who do you Are you only talking like this because you've been... Senator, what do you say about the allegation the congressman has made about the elections being rigged by the Soviets?
Let me answer you, Congressman. Are you afraid to confront the truth?
I'm asking for the truth, Senator.
I'm absolutely amazed that any American, let alone a candidate for the top office of the land, would have that kind of demoralized, defeated picture of this great country of ours. I mean, I travel across this country back and forth, and I see us on the verge of a wonderful, dynamic, productive future. Many of these ladies and gentlemen of the press have traveled with me. Have you seen any Russian troops?
No.
Well, hell, we've gone through the tough times, but we're coming out of them.
I think I can shed some light on that.
Mr. Brand, come right up here, sir.
I've been troubled by Congressman Milford's approach to this election. I think this election is one of the most important in this country's history. We're just beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And for the first time, as far back as I can remember, I don't wake up every morning afraid that the world is going to be annihilated by nuclear war, whether intentionally or accidentally. What I wake up with is a faith in America, restored, as strong as ever. Not militarily, but spiritually. And I wonder who wants a weak and divided America. Something which would come about through the same kind of campaign that Devin Milford is running, sowing seeds of doubt, of division. And I wonder who would think of this election as a chance to gain control which they do not already have.
Let's get past the innuendos and talk about some facts.
These are not innuendos, sir. I have proof.
Where's the proof? Where's it from, Mr. Brand? Where's it from? Where's the proof come from, Mr. Brand?
Charles Abernathy, the State Department correspondent for the Washington Star, has this afternoon brought forth some astounding evidence that proves not only that Congressman Milford is a sham candidate, but also that he is a traitor to his country.
Congressman, your response.
Watch it.
Like that. Are you going to comment on your reaction? Where did you get this? Where did you get this?
I accuse you, Devin Milford, of being a Soviet agent, and you have been one since you returned from Vietnam. And your wife.
What the hell is
Let him
this?
talk. Let him talk. Let him talk.
Your wife
You leave my wife out of this.
has, for the past 3 years, been forced by her husband, her agent husband, to sleep with the Soviet agent.
Hey, come on in! Where did you get this? Look at
not true. Look at her. Look. Face. Tell me that isn't true.
She was, of course, seen as a martyr. The best political platform. Martyrdom. What's the matter with you, man? You were betrayed, and yet you just sit there. Were all your guts ripped out in the camp, or didn't you ever really have any? My grandfather spent years in a camp that would make the one you were in look like a vacation. And yet with his last breath, his last ounce of strength, he was never beaten. Destroyed, but never.
Damn you! Damn you!
Damn you for forcing your way into my life.
We got the whole floor, can you believe it? Guys all over the place. Is this the way it's gonna be? Gotta get a bigger car for dates.
It's a little exaggerated at the moment because it's a transition and nobody knows quite what to expect.
Including us.
God, Daddy, you should see the house. It looks like a mausoleum.
How does it feel picking up where the meatpacking baron of Omaha left off?
Well, you said you didn't want the White House.
I take it back.
Look, this seems like a good idea, at least until we get our things moved in.
Our things fill up about 3 rooms in that house.
What's gonna happen to us?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I feel like it's not my life anymore.
You're gonna go to school. Jackie's gonna dance. Scott's gonna play basketball. You'll meet new friends.
You'll rule the world?
Yeah. Pretty soon it'll all seem normal.
Hey, come on. What's this?
We were different people a month ago.
I'm the same.
Are you? I'm not. I've seen things. Been through things I never even dreamed of. What just happened to me wasn't real. It was like old pictures out of Nazi concentration camps. Couldn't happen to me.
Amanda, I know how you feel.
Now, how do you know how I feel? You weren't there. How could you know? It wasn't just nothing that happened there, Peter. It was an atrocity. I don't want comfort. That's not what I need now. Something happened there. Something wonderful. In the midst of all that horror, I found something in myself. We all did. The town. All the feeling we had toward the exiles, the fear and the hostility. When their camp was destroyed, the townspeople took them in. And it wasn't just charity or generosity. I found courage. I found that, scared as I was, I could do something. Do something I believed in.
These last few days in Washington, I needed you so much. Us being able to talk things over. I thought about what's happened to us in the last few years, the kind of society we're becoming. The fear, paranoia. And I realized it's not nearly as bad as it could be. Or maybe will be if somebody, anybody who has a chance doesn't do something. Me. if maybe I don't try to do something. I went to the Lincoln Memorial. And I thought if he were here today, he wouldn't be thinking the most important thing was keeping the country together. But to hang on to some of the principles. Somehow keeping something out of this. Our dignity. The hope that it can be better. More of what we always thought we were as a people. I have to do that. That's what I've decided. And to do that, I have to make choices, compromises.
Milford's your home. Our home. Everything we are, we learned there. We can't forget those things. I'm sure you can move us here. We'll never see it again. But I can't forget what's happened.
Em, are you with me? Or is this Milford thing?
I'm your wife.
You still want to be my wife?
I think so. I love you.
Honey, we'll work this out. I need you. Please. I'm asking you to help me. Just that. We'll do the best we can for as many people as we can.
What are you doing? You still out here?
Sifting through the trash.
Yeah? Well, looks like you've got enough of it.
Yes, nothing. You should have seen what we left behind in New York. I wish we'd left it all over there.
I'm Will Milford.
I know. He's a Highlander. Yet I never liked to throw anything away. She said the things you accumulated in your life, they could tell you at any time how you were doing. And what kind of a person you were, or what it was you were doing. I forget.
Mary used to say your kids never appreciate anything about their parents. Till you leave an attic full of stuff for them to root around in.
We didn't have any children.
Well, they're a mixed blessing. Not all they're cracked up to be.
You have been lucky.
I never could figure out what they were doing. Especially Devin, and never seemed to be on the same wavelength.
Courageous man.
To me, it just looked like he was always making out like he was the only one who knew anything. Nobody else's life, what they did, what they were, stood for much, and thus it fit in with his idea.
Young men can be pretty self-righteous.
Probably old ones, too. You know, the first time I guess I ever understood that boy was there in the square when they wanted him to apologize, whatever he was supposed to do. I looked at him. Damned if I didn't see the face of my own father. You know, the look he'd get on his face when he walked out on a field of wheat or corn that had been beat to the ground by hailstorm or rain. He'd just look at it, not say anything. You knew from the look on his face he wasn't going to move or let it beat him. I saw that in Devon. It was like looking at my dad up there.
I can look for a little tea. I can make a little fire if you want.
Yeah. How much of this stuff you think we could get into a trailer? Oh, beg your pardon. I appreciate the offer of the tea. I could still make some coffee down at the house if you'd rather. Maybe you'd like to come on down to the house. We could get the trailer, hitch it up, take most of your life there with you. Well, shoot yourself.
I always heard Will Milford hated squatters. Would take a shotgun to them if he found one in his place.
Well, he would have. Still might. Don't mean you ain't welcome.
Let's get that wagon.
He has to be killed.
Don't you think you're overreacting?
He broke his exile, kidnapped my children.
One of them wanted to go with him. In fact, ran away rather.
You don't understand. You've never understood. It is not the children. It's me. He wants to destroy me. Everything I built. He wants...
Revenge?
You admire him. I should have seen it before. You won't help me because you want to protect him.
Don't be ridiculous.
There, you see something of yourself, don't you?
He was weak. He let you destroy him.
Oh, yes. You would have done it better. It's too bad you weren't Devon. You think you might have saved your fantasy of America. That's it, isn't it?
Be rational. I am, if anything, protecting you, protecting my work.
You had no right to take him out of the custody of party security.
Look at yourself. You are the Deputy Governor General of the Central Area. Soon this will be an independent country. You need the support of the people, at least in appearance, if you are going to survive.
I know what I'm doing.
If you blindly pursue an act of revenge, such as the unjustified murder of the father of your children, you will become a feared and despised person. And whatever exaggerated ideas you have of yourself, you are not strong enough to survive that.
This way, please.
come. Let's go. Bringing the prisoners approaching the court building. Inside, the infamous Devin Milford waits to be taken for arraignment.
Intimidated.
Take it as information.
He's still dangerous. Don't you see that?
Or a symbol. Symbols can be turned. Who could have imagined Abraham Lincoln turned on his head?
Can you keep it straight? All the strategies and deceptions. I wonder. Is it time?
Just about.
And what about the defense?
He refused the public defender.
Thank you.
All rise. The 4th District Area Court is now in session. People's Magistrate Marian Andrews presiding.
The prisoner has rejected counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. The state-supplied public defender was refused.
Why?
I don't know, Your Honor.
It's my duty to make you aware of your right to counsel, if not of your choosing, then appointed by the court. Do you understand the seriousness of the charges against you?
I understand you have the power to do pretty much what you want to do.
How does the defendant plead?
Damn it, Marion, I don't plead.
This court holds the power to judge you, and it will.
What does that mean? Holds a power. Over what? Life and death? I think a simple divorce would have been sufficient.
I pity you. It's sad enough that you destroyed your life. Now you want to come back here and destroy ours.
You've done a pretty good job of that by yourself.
You're in contempt of this court.
I'm in contempt of everything you've done. I saw Caleb.
Restrain the prisoner.
I saw what you've done for him. You're his mother, for God's sake.
Where's Billy?
He's free.
I had hoped you'd be more cooperative, at least where the welfare of your own child is concerned.
Do you remember when he was born? For the longest time, the kid refused to be born. Then all of a sudden he came, pushing his way out, big and strong and yelling. Nothing could stop him. He was beautiful. It wasn't yours. It wasn't mine. He belonged to himself.
I see the prison has done nothing to help you become a better citizen. You're still a dangerous subversive. You're blinded by thoughts of revenge toward me and would use innocent children to get at me.
You know what's funny? I don't hate you. I wish I could. But I do hate you for what you've done to the children. What you tried to do to Billy and what you've done to Caleb. And for that, I'll fight you.
Court finds in your behavior clear indication of mental imbalance. The court finds the defendant incapable of discerning the issues of these proceedings, thus it rules. The defendant be remanded to the custody of the Psychiatric Evaluation Division for observation and determination of the defendant's competence to stand trial.
All rise.
Marion, if you have the power, why are you so afraid?
Damn him.
Sir, there is a dispute over the disposition of the prisoner. Members of the party intelligence agency have come to take custody.
They don't want to miss this time.
It's an internal matter. What difference does it make to us?
Indeed, what? He is under my protection.
Protection, sir?
Control. To
Just make sure no one but our security men even come near him. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
It's okay. Have you ever been a prisoner?
No, sir.
Sometimes I feel like I've been one in my entire life.
Sir?
Sergei, what of the man who stood here this afternoon?
Sir?
What is your impression, honestly?
A man of courage. Or a fool.
In any case, he's not afraid.
Our agents tried to take control of him and were refused. That means the area advisor's not through with him yet.
What does Andre want? I don't trust him.
How long can he hold Milford? It's not an area matter. You can always play your trump card.
They won't allow themselves to be used against each other. Besides, General Simonov has no respect for those who can't solve their own problems.
As Deputy Governor General, you'll have clearer jurisdiction.
Don't lose him.
I think the best way to handle this might be the facility in Omaha. From a public perspective, he would simply be going in for psychological evaluation. And we could apply some of the experimental techniques. We'll see what's left of him when they're through with him.
I don't want him altered. I want him killed. I don't care how you do it. The hospital can do it or you can. It doesn't matter. Just want to be free of him.
Colonel Denisov, ma'am.
Sorry to barge in on you like this.
Comrade Denisov?
Ah, Mr. Laird.
Well, if you'll excuse me.
The final solution to the child custody dispute.
I would like you to order the Special Service Unit in Milford back to town to find Billy.
I will make you a trade.
What do you want?
I want to prevent you from doing something which will damage yourself and our overall cause. If you are seen to be too closely involved in whatever happens to him, that will be something which in the future will damage you much more than anything you have to fear from him.
You're still trying to protect him.
Allow him to make a statement.
Are you mad?
To the people out in the street. Now, what can he say? The only dissemination would be by word of mouth. A simple gesture would make it look as if you are indifferent to him, as if you have nothing to fear from him. Now, that would be a much stronger statement than anything he can say. Then, turn him over to the new administration. Let the Governor General's office take care of the court order.
You will order the UNSSU into Milford.
To conduct a search only.
You give me your word that you'll deliver him for evaluation.
Wherever you choose.
Omaha, the People's Acceptance Hospital.
Fine.
Hey, what the hell are you doing here?
Hey, what do you mean? It was on the assignment sheet.
Shut that stuff off. There's not to be any coverage of this. None.
Look, I just go where I'm told. I mean, the assignments come out of the advisory committee.
Yeah, well, somebody's going to lose his job. Magistrate Andrews wants no coverage of this.
All right. Looks like a mistake to me. It's a good story for the magistrate.
I'm sure she'll appreciate your opinion.
Okay, boys, pack it up. John, come here. Turn the camera on and let it run.
Do you understand what might happen to you?
Yes.
And you are not afraid?
Of course I'm afraid.
Yet you do nothing to save yourself.
I do everything to save myself.
No. That is sophistry. I would like to save your life.
Why?
I see no purpose served by your death.
As long as you're responsible for the subjugation of my country, we're still enemies.
I am responsible for things being much better than they might have been. I am responsible for trying to find a solution to the occupation which leaves you with some honor and some hope for the future.
I've seen your future reflected in my wife, my sons.
There will never be another America. That is a fact of life. All that is at issue is the nature of what is to come. You can help your people. Not give them false hope, but genuinely help them. Now, your friend Peter Bradford. Do you believe he is a good man, an honest man?
Yes.
As the new Governor General, he will do everything that is possible for the benefit of his countrymen.
That's his instinct.
Now we accept him because there is a way for his best efforts for the area to be compatible with the interests of the Soviet Union. But he needs support. He needs to be able to survive, possibly even against the influence of people like your wife. Across the road from this courthouse are a great many people. Perhaps you noticed them when you arrived. All presumably because of you. You still have influence.
And you want me to say something in support of Peter?
Something you genuinely believe about the man. Particularly in contrast to your wife.
5 years ago, I might have killed you. I might have thought that would do the most good.
It would have done nothing. At least no good.